My name is John, and I'm 80 years old. Over the years, I've learned that the body is always trying to talk to us. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it shouts. But ignoring those signals can be dangerous. A small change in your energy, appetite, or breathing may seem like nothing. But here's the truth. Those little signs could be your body's way of warning you about something bigger. Today, I'm sharing 6 warning signs that doctors say seniors should never ignore. Recognizing them early could save you years of struggle and possibly even save your life. Before we dive in, take a moment to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe to John the Stoic. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me keep sharing life-changing wisdom with all of you. When I was younger, I brushed off the small things. A little fatigue? Must be from working too hard. A bit of shortness of breath? Probably nothing. But here's what I've learned as I've gotten older. Those little signs are rarely nothing. They're often the first whispers of something deeper. Doctors often say that catching health issues early is half the battle. The signs may seem minor at first, but ignoring them allows problems to grow silently in the background. A little fatigue could be your heart asking for help. Forgetfulness could be the early stages of something more serious. The Stoics taught us to pay attention to what's within our control. And one thing we can control is how quickly we respond when our body speaks. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Don't be ashamed of needing help. What matters is that you respond." Today, I'm going to share 6 warning signs that I've learned to never ignore, because they've saved me, and they could save you too. It's not about fear. It's about being proactive. When you listen to your body and act early, you give yourself the best chance for a healthier, longer life. I used to think being tired was just part of getting older. I'd wake up in the morning already feeling like I needed a nap by noon. I told myself it was normal. But here's the truth. There's a difference between feeling a little tired after a long day and experiencing fatigue that doesn't go away, no matter how much rest you get. Doctors say that persistent fatigue can be an early warning sign of serious health issues. It could mean your heart isn't pumping blood efficiently, a condition called heart failure. It could also be a sign of anemia, thyroid imbalances, or even underlying infections. Fatigue is your body's way of waving a red flag, asking you to pay attention. I remember a time when I ignored my own fatigue for weeks. I blamed it on stress and busy days. But when I finally visited my doctor, I found out my iron levels were dangerously low. It wasn't just about feeling tired, it was about my body struggling to function properly. Once I addressed it, I noticed my energy coming back, and life didn't feel like such a battle anymore. The Stoics believed in awareness and vigilance. As Epictetus said, "First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." If you want to live a vibrant life, you need to listen to your body and act when something feels off. So, if you've been feeling drained for more than a few days, don't brush it off. Talk to your doctor, get your blood work checked, and find the root cause. Because energy is more than just fuel for the day. It's the spark that keeps you moving through life. There was a time when I'd climb a flight of stairs, feel a little out of breath, and tell myself, I'm just out of shape. But when that breathlessness started happening more often, during simple activities like walking to the mailbox or carrying groceries, I knew something wasn't right. Doctors warn that shortness of breath can be a sign of serious issues, including heart disease, lung conditions like COPD, or even fluid buildup around the heart. Sometimes it's not about what you're doing, it's about how your body is struggling to keep up. I'll never forget the day I sat down on a park bench, struggling to catch my breath after a short walk. I felt embarrassed, but that moment pushed me to see my doctor, and I'm glad I did. What I thought was just getting older turned out to be high blood pressure, putting strain on my heart. Catching it early allowed me to make changes, walking more regularly, eating better, and managing my stress. The Stoics believed in preparation and facing reality head on. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Recognizing shortness of breath isn't a weakness, it's a strength. It means you're paying attention to your body's signals. So, if you notice yourself getting winded more easily, don't ignore it. Take note of when it happens and how often, whether it's during exercise, at rest, or after meals. Talk to your doctor. Because catching your breath shouldn't be a daily struggle. It should be something your body does naturally. There's something strange about weight loss as we age. For most of my life, we're told that shedding a few pounds is a good thing, an accomplishment. But sudden or unexplained weight loss, that's a different story altogether. And it's one that shouldn't be ignored. I remember a friend of mine, Tom, a fellow retiree, who came to our weekly coffee meetup looking thinner than usual. At first, he brushed it off, saying he had been eating less because he wasn't as hungry. But within a couple of months, the weight kept falling off, and he wasn't doing anything to cause it. When he finally saw a doctor, they discovered a problem with his thyroid that needed immediate attention. Doctors warn that losing weight without trying could be a sign of several underlying health problems. It could point to malnutrition, an overactive thyroid, or even certain cancers. Your body needs fuel to function, and if you're suddenly dropping pounds for no reason, it's a sign that something is out of balance. The Stoics believed in facing reality with courage. As Seneca said, "It is better to conquer our grief than to deceive it." Ignoring changes in your body doesn't make them go away. It only delays the chance to fix them. If you've noticed your clothes fitting looser or the scale dropping unexpectedly, don't celebrate just yet. Track your weight. Take note of any changes in appetite or digestion, and speak with your doctor, because unexpected weight loss isn't always a victory. It can be your body's way of asking for help. I'll never forget the time I went to the grocery store and couldn't remember why I was there. I laughed it off, thinking, I'm just getting older. But when little lapses like that started happening more often, misplacing my keys, struggling to recall names, I realized it wasn't something to ignore. Doctors say that occasional forgetfulness is normal as we age. But if you find yourself frequently forgetting important details, feeling disoriented, or struggling to follow conversations, it could be a sign of something more serious. Cognitive changes like memory loss or confusion may indicate vitamin deficiencies, thyroid problems, or, in some cases, early signs of dementia. I remember a neighbor of mine, Carol. She had always been sharp, quick-witted, and full of stories. But when she began forgetting appointments and losing track of time, her family urged her to see a doctor. It turned out to be a vitamin B12 deficiency, something easily treated once it was identified. That experience stuck with me. The Stoics believed in protecting the mind as much as the body. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In other words, how we nurture and protect our mind shapes our experience of life. So if you notice changes in your memory or focus, don't panic, but don't ignore them either. Try brain-stimulating activities like reading, puzzles, or learning something new. And most importantly, talk to your doctor to rule out underlying causes, because your mind is one of your greatest assets, and taking care of it is essential to living fully. I remember the ache in my lower back that wouldn't go away. At first, I blamed it on an old injury or sleeping in the wrong position, but weeks turned into months, and that dull pain became something I couldn't ignore. Doctors often say that persistent pain, whether it's in your back, joints, or chest, is your body's way of signaling that something is wrong. Chronic pain could be linked to arthritis, nerve damage, or even early signs of heart disease. And while it's tempting to brush it off as just part of aging, ignoring persistent discomfort could lead to long-term damage. I once knew a man named George who did exactly that. He dealt with chest pain for months, assuming it was heartburn. But when he finally sought medical help, doctors discovered blocked arteries. Thankfully, he caught it just in time to prevent a heart attack. His story stuck with me because it could have been prevented earlier. The Stoics believed in resilience, but they also believed in wisdom, knowing when to endure and when to seek help. As Epictetus said, it is impossible to begin to learn that which you think you already know. Pain isn't something to conquer through denial. It's something to address with wisdom. If you're experiencing persistent pain, don't let pride or fear hold you back. Write down when and where you feel the pain and describe it to your doctor. Is it sharp? Dull? Does it come and go? Or is it constant? The sooner you take action, the sooner you can find relief and protect yourself from long-term complications. I used to have a healthy appetite. I could sit down for a hearty meal and enjoy every bite. But I remember a time when that changed. My appetite slowly faded, meals didn't feel as satisfying, and I started experiencing frequent bloating and discomfort. At first, I thought it was just part of getting older. But then I realized it wasn't normal. Doctors say that sudden changes in appetite, persistent indigestion, or bloating can signal issues beyond the digestive system. It could be a sign of gastrointestinal problems, nutrient deficiencies, or even something more serious like liver or kidney issues. When your body struggles to process food, it can affect your energy, immunity, and overall health. A family friend of mine, Helen, ignored her loss of appetite for months. She assumed it was just stress, but when she finally saw her doctor, they discovered an underlying issue with her liver that needed immediate attention. Her story is a reminder that even something as simple as losing interest in food can be a major red flag. The Stoics believed in balance, knowing when to indulge and when to be disciplined. But they also believed in paying attention to the body's signals. As Seneca said, "A wise man does not trust all he sees, nor judge by what he hears." Just because others may brush off digestive issues doesn't mean you should. If you've noticed changes in your appetite, frequent stomach pain, or unexplained weight loss, start keeping a food journal. Write down what you're eating and how you feel afterward. Then bring that journal to your doctor. Because eating isn't just about enjoying food, it's about fueling a healthy life. As we get older, it's easy to dismiss small health changes and tell ourselves, It's just part of aging. But here's the truth. Your body is constantly communicating with you. The fatigue that lingers, the breathlessness that sneaks up on you, the pain that won't go away. These aren't just signs of aging, they're messages. And ignoring them could mean missing the chance to fix a problem before it's too late. Today, we talked about 6 important warning signs: unexplained fatigue, shortness of breath, sudden weight loss, cognitive changes, persistent pain, and changes in appetite or digestion. These aren't signs to fear, they're signs to act on. The Stoics believe that wisdom comes from action. As Marcus Aurelius once said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. You can't always control what happens to your body, but you can control how quickly you respond. And responding early can make all the difference. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you experienced any of these warning signs? Or do you have tips for staying on top of your health? Share them in the comments below. Your advice might help someone else. If this video inspired you, give it a like. Share it with someone who might benefit. And don't forget to subscribe to John the Stoic. Together, we can continue learning, growing, and taking care of ourselves. One small step at a time. Because the sooner you listen to your body, the longer you'll have to enjoy life's beautiful moments.